Welcome to weekly Forex forecast from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. This is Forex Wizard, a trading coach. I will be doing a complete multi-time frame analysis of all the hottest currency pairs indices that you will be looking to trade next week. The list is a bit longer as usual, but don't worry, I will put a timestamp in the description area. But I suggest you to watch all of them. As you have seen in our previous weekly Forex forecast, most of the pairs did exactly according to the analysis. Now, as NFP has been released, we see the market started to trend again. We have seen a strong breakdown on DXY. So we'll be looking at one by one all of them, how we can find the best trade possible in the upcoming days. Before I begin this weekly Forex forecast, as usual, make sure that you smash the like button and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. With that being said, let's begin this week's weekly Forex forecast. Okay, today. So before we go to the chart, let's quickly review the data release on NFP. Now we have seen that there was a huge breakdown on DXY. Now from the fundamental perspective, there is a clear reason behind it. We see that unemployment claim was forecast 210k and data was 217k. Employment change also a big difference, almost huge difference. To 25.7k was forecast, which only has been 17.5k, and unemployment rate also increased, and we have seen 5.7k and also a 5.7%. Average hourly earnings we saw 0.2%. Non-farm employment change was a huge drop, a big drop on that, and that has also impacted on unemployment rate, also became 3.9% from forecast 3.8%. So you see that including the ISM service PMI also had a big drop. So all of them has given a huge blow on DXY, and we have seen that there is a big breakdown. So let's see, I think that that impact will still continue in this week as well. At least in the beginning of the week, there is a huge reaction on the market. So now let's see on DXY, starting with DXY, and then we'll jump onto the gold and other pairs as well. Now looking at technical perspective from the monthly time frame on DXY, we saw that after back-to-back 4 months of bullish move, DXY finally has broken the monthly support level. This is the monthly support, and the price below this support in the first week of the month we have seen a huge drop, and I think that now DXY is likely to drop down. It could continue to drop in the upcoming months, as we have seen already that there is a huge fundamental pressure on DXY. Now looking at the weekly time frame, we can see there is a weekly bearish engulfer. After the previous weekly bullish pin bar, we saw that this week, after breaking the high from a double top, huge breakdown, and that breakdown could bring DXY now further downside, as it is a overextended market to the upside. We can expect at least in this move to 50%. If we take our Fibonacci from low to the high, we see that the market we could see is coming down at least to the 50%, which could be a big movement in the market. Now looking at the daily chart on DXY, we can see that the market from the daily perspective, this is a consolidation here on the daily, quite a few days with a narrow doji on the daily, and from that level we saw that on DXY huge drop has broken that support level, and I think that with the market opening we could see a pullback to the upside, and then we can expect on DXY to continue to drop, and as it is currently below the support level, we can expect a retest and then continuation to the downside. And I think that in the first move we can expect next liquidity zone is the support, and from that zone we could see a reaction to the upside, but for the time being, as the market is dropping, has broken the support level, we can expect further downside. Now looking at the intraday perspective, we see the DXY open with a gap, and that has given a huge drop. We see this is an impulse, we can expect a narrow correction, and I think that with the market opening we could see the DXY is consolidating in that level, or could form a triangular structure. After gathering liquidity, we can expect DXY to come back down to the next liquidity zone. So this is where what I think that initially we could see a slower pullback and then continuation to the downside. This could be the wave this week on DXY, initial pullback to the upside and then continuation towards the downside. With that being said, now let's look at all the USD pairs, and then we'll be looking at also the gold. So guys, make sure that you stick till the end of this weekly forex forecast. Now looking at AUDUSD, looking at first of all monthly time frame to see overall picture in the market. Now from the monthly, we saw that AUDUSD also, as soon as the monthly closed, there is a bounce from this level. Now if we look at this market, it is a long-term bearish market, but the market has come to this monthly support level. From that support, there is a bounce forming a double bottom, and I think that now AUDUSD could continue to rise to even to this level, or a couple of levels on the monthly. We can expect AUDUSD to go back up and to retest those levels, as there is an imbalance in that market. Now looking at the weekly perspective on AUDUSD, we can see that from the weekly perspective, previous week there is a middleman formation. Now with that middleman, there is a long wick at the top, and also there is a long wick at the bottom with a healthy body. With that middleman, the market this week had a huge bounce to the upside. Now currently the price above this resistance level, and I think that the price might come down for a deeper pullback, and then we can expect further upside. Though it is a bearish market, we could see another bounce, and then we can expect for the price to come back down again for longer term perspective. Now looking at the daily on AUDUSD, we can see that this is the daily move on AUDUSD, and I think that we can expect now a deeper pullback on the lower time frame in this instrument, and then we can expect it to continue to rise to the upside. Now looking at further lower time frame on AUDUSD, we see there is an impulse and then consolidation here, liquidity grab, there is another impulse here, and what I think that AUDUSD we could see deeper pullback. We can expect for the price to retest this significant liquidity zone, which is the previous resistance, turning support here, and from that zone we can expect AUDUSD to have again another upside bias, as we could see that this market is changing its trend towards the upside. Now let's look at euro dollar, looking at again monthly time frame. Now all of them, AUDUSD, euro dollar and GBPUSD, all might move almost in the same way. Now euro dollar monthly doji. Now if you have seen in our previous analysis, this is what exactly I have mentioned, that euro dollar after closing as a monthly doji, we could see that euro dollar is going back up straight to the resistance level. Now we see that after previous monthly doji, euro dollar had a bounce from this level. Now this bounce is quite significant. If we look at this market on euro dollar, we can see that it is a long-term bullish market, and after breaking back-to-back two swing low, the market has formed a doji, and the market again pushing high towards its long-term direction. So we can expect on euro dollar to remain bullish in that direction, and I think that it's gonna go back up even to create a higher high from that resistance level. Now looking at the weekly time frame on euro dollar, we can see that from the weekly perspective there is a bullish engulfer, there is a liquidity grab, and here and there is a chance of change of trend on the long-term perspective. Now with this weekly bullish engulfer this week, what I think that initially we could see a deeper pullback and then continuation to the upside, as it is now a bullish market. Now looking at the daily time frame on euro dollar, we saw back to back 2 daily dojis has given a very high probability setup here with a strong liquidity trigger, and euro dollar might come down in the upcoming week for a deeper pullback, and then we can expect for the price to remain bullish. Now this is where on the lower time frame we could find suitable entry opportunity. Now as this is now in an uptrend, I will be waiting for a deeper pullback on euro dollar. So once we see that euro dollar has given that entry opportunity, we'll look for bullish opportunity on euro dollar. Now let's look at NZDUSD. Looking at monthly time frame like AUD and euro, we see that NZDUSD also showing potentially bullish. This is the monthly candle. So far we see that once the market opened, even without creating a lower low, the market had a bounce. Now with that bounce, we could see that NZDUSD is likely to break this high, and even it could go back to this resistance level again from long term. Now looking at the weekly perspective on NZDUSD, we see that there is a weekly bullish engulfer so far, and with that weekly bullish candle, what we see that this week we might see that NZDUSD coming down for a deeper pullback, and then we can expect a continuation towards the upside. Now looking at the daily time frame on NZDUSD, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is the daily impulse. We can expect a deeper pullback, and then we can expect for the price to continue to rise towards its long-term trending direction. So from the intraday perspective, we see that NZDUSD is now in a very strong uptrend, and this is a huge impulse. We can expect a deeper pullback in that market, and I think that NZDUSD on the market opening, we can expect for the price to come back down to retest this resistance as a support, and with that pullback we can expect, as soon as we see the price action confirmation after a deeper pullback, we can look to buy NZDUSD from those zone. Now let's look at GBPUSD. Looking at monthly again on GBPUSD, from the monthly perspective, we see that GBPUSD previous months also a narrow doji. There wasn't much movement. Most of them we saw that consolidation. Therefore, this month we can expect a deeper trend in this market. Now we saw that GBPUSD back to back, we have seen that two important liquidity zone is broken, and then we see the market had a bounce to the upside. Now looking at the weekly time frame on GBPUSD, we can see that from the weekly perspective there is a bullish engulfer, and we can expect now with the market opening for a deeper pullback, and then we can expect it to continue to rise towards its long-term direction. Now looking at the daily time frame on GBPUSD, we can see that from the daily there are back-to-back quite a few daily dojis has given a very strong momentum on GBPUSD that has given the price to go back up to create a new higher high. So there is a potential for a pullback on this market as well, and then we can expect GBPUSD to remain bullish, as we could see a change of trend as the price in a very important level, and we can expect it to remain bullish. Now looking at an important time frame 4 hour, we can see that this is where there is a huge bounce during the NFP, and we could see again deeper pullback, and that pullback even could bring the price to this level, and then we can expect for the price to remain bullish, and this is where I will be waiting for potential entry opportunity on GBPUSD. Now let's see dollar CAD. Now looking at dollar CAD, looking at the monthly perspective, now we saw that back-to-back 3 months bullish move on dollar CAD has gone to the resistance zone, and from that zone we saw that after breaking the monthly high, dollar CAD had a rejection. With that rejection, the price highly likely will break the monthly low, and what I think that after breaking this low, we could see the dollar CAD is bouncing again to the upside. Now looking at the weekly time frame, we can see that there is a weekly, this is the weekly resistance level, and from that zone we can expect for the price to continue to drop towards the downside on the weekly. And this is the monthly support level. Also below this weekly doji, there is a high liquidity, and we can expect for dollar CAD to remain bullish from this level. Now looking at daily time frame on dollar CAD, we see that back to back 3 days very sharp drop, and what we see that dollar CAD so far has broken two swing low. Below this level there is a high liquidity, as this is in a very strong momentum, and I think the dollar CAD in the upcoming days also you could see further drop, and then we can expect dollar CAD to bounce up this level. Now anything can happen in that market, as we see that 4-hour is still bearish. The price on a very important liquidity zone, any of this liquidity zone can give dollar CAD a momentum to the upside, and this is the level that I will be interested to go long on dollar CAD as soon as we will find suitable entry opportunity. So now let's look at gold to see where the market is heading. Now looking at the monthly time frame on gold, now as you have seen past week gold was very volatile. We have seen quite a few impulse and quite a few trades also we have opened past week on gold and all the instrument. Now looking at this previous monthly bullish candle on gold, we have seen that creating a higher low in that area on gold has formed this bullish engulfer. Now if we look at this monthly support on gold, we can see that with this monthly support the price has formed a higher low, and therefore we could see that this market is creating a higher high for longer term perspective. Now this is what exactly expected in all our weekly forex forecast, if you have seen that. Now what we see that gold, this is the monthly support level, and from that support we see that long term the price was respecting this support from that bullish engulfer, and I think that gold might keep pushing high. In the first week of the month we saw that gold has formed a long week candle. Looking at the weekly, you can see that this is the weekly candle for me, which is also long-term bullish, but at the same time we saw a candle that has a very narrow body with a long wick at the bottom, and I think that this week we might see initial drop on gold. It could break this weekly low, and then we can expect it to bounce from that level. So initially we could see some downside on gold, and then we can expect it to remain bullish. If you look at the overall health on the weekly market, it is a very long term bullish market. You see there is a big impulse, narrow red candle, which is a very weaker response from the seller. Now looking at the daily, what do we see that from the daily perspective, this is the daily candle, which is basically a bullish candle with a half body half wick, and I think that as you can see in this market the price was creating series of higher low, and with the market opening we could see that gold initially coming down, and then we can expect it to remain bullish as it is a long-term bullish market. This is the support level on the weekly, and I think that this week at some point we could see break of that support, and then the price is heading to the upside for long term. So let's see on the intraday perspective how the market is evolving. We'll be looking at 1 hour chart to see how the price is doing. Now here we can see a bit more clearer picture on gold. This is the 1 hour chart where the price was moving in this channel from 1 hour time frame. If we draw respecting this support, and we saw that there's a support here, support here, support here, support here, and after this we saw a huge bounce previous week, and from that level we saw after consolidation the price this week has broken that level and retested as a resistance, and we saw created a new lower low. Now with that lower low creation, the price tested twice the support as a resistance and formed this another rejection from that level. What I think that this week we could see that gold is forming a new channel, and we could see the market respecting in this level going along this zone. Now if we look at again the daily level, we see that this is the daily opening and close on gold, and if we look at the 1 hour chart, we can see below this level huge liquidity. Now this 1 hour candle that we see is the NFP news candle, and below this level there is a high liquidity. As the price failed to create a new higher high, the market had a drop from this level. What I think that gold may initially drop below this level. This is the daily candle with the market open, and that will give the price to retest this support here with the new formation of the channel support here, and I think that the price is likely to break this 1 hour low below this level, and from that zone we can expect gold penetration and then continuation to the upside to create a new higher high. And as with the market opening, I will be expecting initial drop, and this is where I will be waiting for potential bullish opportunity with the market opening. And as soon as we see that the price has broken the 1985 level, after price action confirmation, we'll look for buying opportunity on gold, and I'll keep you updated guys in the live session as well as in the live analysis. And with that being said guys, if you want to trade all of them with us, gold, euro, dollar, GBP, USD, on all the instrument that we are trading in Forex Trading Wizard Academy, you can join us. There is a link below this video in the description area. You can join us to be part of this trading community. So now let's look at some other pairs. JPY pairs was very volatile past week. We'll be looking at that, starting with GBPJPY. We saw that this is a huge uptrend on GJ. Looking at first of all monthly time frame, we see that previous months GBPJPY has formed a pin bar. This is a bullish pin bar in this long-term bull market. This is what we have seen, that the market every time price was creating series of higher high and higher low. After quite a few months of consolidation, we saw that previous months GJ has formed a bullish pin bar. Now with that pin bar, we see that this month, once the market opened, after little pullback, the market started to break to the upside. Now currently the price in a level where I think that we could see the price might break this monthly high before coming down for a deeper pullback. Now looking at the weekly, we see that GBPJPY from the weekly perspective has done exactly as expected. We saw that the price has broken that support level and then has got an immediate rejection to the upside. Now with that being said, what we could see that GJ this week we might see initial pullback, and that pullback could bring the price below this level to this liquidity zone, and from that zone I think that GJ might have another bounce to the upside. Now looking at the daily, we can see that from the daily perspective there is a daily doji, a big bullish impulse. Now at the same time we see that this market, this is the daily bullish channel. If we look at overall picture, we see the market was moving in that bullish channel, and with that bullish channel the price was dropping in that level, and we saw a big drop, and from that zone the price gathered liquidity, has gone up, tested this support, and we saw it is forming a new bullish structure. Now if you draw this new bullish structure, we can see that this market currently forming that bullish channel. If we draw that level, we see that this is the daily bullish channel, and now we could see that in that channel the market is moving up to create a new higher high. So what I think that GJ might come down for a deeper pullback, and then we could see the market is remaining bullish. Now looking at further lower time frame, we see that GBPJPY here, we can draw that channel a bit more clearly, so we can expect further bullish move. And with that being said, we could see that GJ coming down. You can see in the 4-hour time frame there is an inverted head and shoulder, had a breakdown, and we can expect a deeper pullback, and then we can expect it to continue to rise. As we trade GJ on the lower time frame, is after this kind of move, I will be expecting a consolidation here, slower pullback, and I think that after coming down certain level we can expect it to bounce. This is where we can look for Fibonacci, as there is no red candle, so we might see that there is no support here. So this Fibonacci level, which is also aligning with the previous resistance here, which is the minimum Fibonacci level, 38.2% Fibonacci level. And I think that GJ initially we could see a pullback with a slower consolidation and deceleration, and then we can expect it to bounce. This is where, if we see that GJ has given us the price action confirmation after multiple liquidity grab, we can look for potential buying opportunity on GBPJPY. Let's look at dollar yen. Let's see what kind of price action we have. Now looking at monthly time frame on dollar yen, we can see that this is a long-term bullish market on dollar yen, and with that long-term bullish market, the price currently has broken the monthly resistance, and from that resistance we see that dollar yen had an immediate rejection. Now with that rejection, what I think the dollar yen might come down a bit more to the downside to the support level. This is the previous monthly support, and we could see the dollar yen dropping down to the support and then bouncing up again, as it is a long-term bullish market. Now looking at the weekly, there is a weekly doji. Now because there is a huge rejection from the top, we could see a downside, and as you can see, this is the below this level there is a liquidity. As the price moves from liquidity to liquidity, we could see that from this liquidity zone to the next liquidity zone on dollar yen, and we can expect for the price to come down to create a new lower low. Now looking at the daily time frame on dollar yen, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is the daily bullish candle, and from that zone we saw the price started to drop to this level, and as you can see, this is still maintaining a bullish market structure on dollar yen. This is a long wick candle and bounce. The price was creating series of higher high and higher low, as we see that after this big bullish move, back to back 3 days of drop again, and I think dollar yen highly likely we could see a break of this low, or even coming down further, especially below this daily level 148.75 level could be a very important level for us for potential bullish trading opportunity on the lower time frame. Now this is where we see that dollar yen currently, after this huge bounce, price coming down for a deeper drop, and after breaking this low, if we see the dollar yen has given a suitable entry from this level, we look for buying opportunity on dollar yen. I think that there could be an opportunity as yen getting weaker due to the BOJ decision that made past week. So let's see now on indices that how they are playing out. Looking at US30. Now looking at US30, looking at the monthly time frame, what we see that from the monthly US30, it is a bull market. Now you can see this is a bullish market, long-term bullish market. There is a big bullish impulse followed by consolidation and a strong breakdown here. After that we saw that there is another movement we saw that from the after back-to-back 3 months of drop, breaking this important support level, after creating that false breakout US30, this month we have seen a strong bounce to the upside. Now with that bounce, we see that the market now moving to the upside to create a new higher high. Now looking at the weekly time frame, we can see this is the weekly candle. So far a huge bullish momentum, and I think that this week we might see initial pullback and then we can expect it to push up again. Now looking at the daily time frame, we see that from the daily perspective, the price has reached a very important liquidity zone. Above this doji, there is a high liquidity as the market has made a big move to the upside in one go. We could see that after breaking the high US30, even coming down to this support level. So on the lower time frame, it might started a bearish momentum. Now this is a very strong uptrend. We want to see if the price form that reversal pattern here, we can look for selling opportunity on US30. Once we see the price is given that opportunity, we can look for selling opportunity on US30. Now let's look at NASDAQ. Looking at the monthly time frame, from the monthly perspective on NASDAQ, we can see that this is the monthly impulse, a huge impulse from this level, followed by a correction on NASDAQ. Now this is the correction, back-to-back 3 months of correction, and we saw as soon as this month opened, initially the market has bounced to the upside, and I think this week we could see that NASDAQ is coming down for a pullback again. This is the weekly candle. So far a big bullish candle, and with that candle we see the market has tested this resistance, and we can expect for the price to come down for a deeper pullback. Now looking at the daily time frame on NASDAQ, we can see that this is the daily move on NASDAQ, and with that daily momentum, the price has broken this swing high and also is approaching another swing high. I think that the price, after breaking this high, we can expect for the price to come down again to retest this support level again, and that could be a retest and then continuation to the upside. So this is where we see on the lower time frame, we could see that NASDAQ, we could see initially bounce, and there is a liquidity zone. As you can see, this is a very high liquidity area, and from that level, if we see the price has formed a very strong reversal pattern, we can look for selling opportunity on NASDAQ. These are the forex and indices that we will be looking to trade next week. In addition to that, any other pairs giving us any trading opportunity, definitely we will be looking to trade, and I'll keep you updated guys in the upcoming trading week. In addition to that, if you want to trade all of them and also be part of Forex Trading Wizard Academy, you can join us today. Link below this video in the description area. With that being said, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.